The Institute of Biology's researchers have been at the forefront of their fields since our foundation in 1965. Since then, it has grown to become one of the most prestigious research institutions in Mongolia, with outstanding professionals in the field of biology. The Institute of Biology aims to become a leading global educational and research institution in Central Asia, while collaborating with teams of scientists devoted to expanding technology and innovation-driven knowledge through conducting empirical research studies. Also aims to become a national science center overseeing science activities, production, and intellectual property in biological sciences. Laboratory of Mammalian Ecology. The laboratory conducts research on Mongolian mammalian biology and ecology to conduct national integrated surveys on natural resources and ecological systems to provide scientific evidence as well as sound scientific-based decision-making processes to Mongolian government. Laboratory of Ornithology and Entomology. The Laboratory of Ornithology. The ornithological studies within the laboratory focus on the ecology, biology, and conservation of wild birds in Mongolia. We strive to develop a meticulous scientific knowledge and conservation basis for birds and their habitats, working together with national and international academic institutions, as well as local communities. The Laboratory of Entomology. The research team has focused on the study of Mongolian insects with the aim of exploring species composition, as well as investigating the relationship between insects and their habitat, diversity of insects, and their pattern of distribution. Laboratory of Hydrobiology. The laboratory organizes extensive research, surveys the ecology, distribution, including resources of aquatic animals and plants in Mongolia, explores the biogenesis of lakes and rivers that are changing due to the climate change as well as anthropogenic impact, and to develop a scientific basis for their protection and appropriate use. Research Center for Fish Breeding. The Research Center conducts hydrobiological monitoring in Lake Olakshnihar to identify the biology of aquatic species, the ecological status of their habitat, their seasonal movement, and biosensor. We investigate the biology and ecology of Coregonus pellet, which has successfully acclimatized in Lake Olakshnihar. Also determines both composition of the fish biodiversity in Mongolia and relationship between fish feed and forage use, as well as strategies for the effective conservation of fish resources. Laboratory of Microbiology. The laboratory conducts extensive research, generates new knowledge on Mongolia's microbial diversity and genetic resources, to establish a national microbial culture collection, and to screen or use industrially essential microorganisms that can be applied to innovation and biotechnology. The laboratory is a member of the Asian Consortium for Conservation and Sustainable Use of Microbial Resources. Laboratory of Microbial Synthesis. The laboratory makes a contribution to tackling global and local environmental challenges by investigating biological processes and proposing eco-friendly, economically feasible, and sustainable solutions. Also, we study microbial processes and natural products with potential application in food, environmental biotechnology, and agriculture. We isolate and characterize beneficial microbes from various sources and formulate them into bioproducts on the basis of their useful activities. Laboratory of Molecular Biology. The laboratory conducts research using contemporary achievements and methods of molecular biology for early diagnosis of liver cancer. Moreover, the possibilities to reduce its formation and metastasis by regulating some gene activity. The prevalence of hepatitis viruses, including their genotypes in the population, were detected to identify the virus and molecular uses for the carcinogenesis of hepatocellular carcinoma in Mongolian patients. Also, GMO detection and strengthening of biosafety issues are being carried out. Laboratory of Plant Biotechnology. The laboratory focuses on Mongolian medicinal plant species that are identified as vulnerable, rare, and endangered to protect natural resources, conserve their genetic pools, increase the secondary metabolites through biochemical and genetic engineering, propagation, and plantation of these plants through biotechnological methods. Laboratory of Genetics. The laboratory conducts genetic research to improve the productivity of livestock and crops, such as determining genetic structure and genetic characteristics of local livestock breeds for breeding, as well as selection, and using mutagenesis, hybridization, and cell culture methods for improving grain and crop selection. Also, the laboratory focuses on identification of genetic features, differences, and genetic structure of Mongolian endangered animals, not only for science-based conservation, recording, keeping the genetic materials, but also to clarify their molecular taxonomy.